Here we have Olympiad math problem. There is an equation over here, that is x square positive x positive 1 equals to 0. Using this equation, we have to evaluate the value of this expression over here. When I look at the terms of this expression, for all the terms there is a greatest common divisor, that is x to the power of 2020. So we can factor x to the power of 2020 from the terms over here. Then I'm getting, let me factor x to the power of 2020. When this one is factored out, to get the stuff inside the parenthesis, we have to divide each term of this expression by the one I factored out, that is by x to the power of 2020. When I divide the first term by x to the power of 2020, I am getting x to the fourth power. When I divide this one by x to the power of 2020, I am getting x to the third power. Then I am getting x square. Then I am getting x. When I divide the last term by this one, I am getting 1. Okay, already we know that x square positive x positive 1 equals to 0. So for this expression x square positive x positive 1, we can plug in 0. Then we get x to the power of 2020 times x to the fourth power positive x to the third power positive 0. We get x to the power of 2020 times x to the power of 4 positive x to the power of 3. Okay, now let me consider an algebraic identity, that is the difference of two cubes, a cube negative b cube. Whenever we have difference of two cubes in this form, it can be written in factored form, that is a negative b times a square positive ab positive b square. Okay, now let me take the given equation, that is x square positive x positive 1 equals to 0. Okay, it can be written as x square positive. We can write this x as x times 1, and we can write this 1 as 1 square equals to 0. When I consider the expression on the left side, it is exactly in this form, a square positive ab positive b square. At the place of a we have x, at the place of b we have 1. Now let me multiply both sides of this equation by x negative 1. Let me do it. X times 1 positive 1 square. On the left side, I multiply this expression by x negative 1. On the right side, when I multiply this 0 by x negative 1, it is still 0. Okay, why did I multiply both sides of this equation by x negative 1? Because I want to get this stuff exactly over here. Now let's compare this one and this one. So the stuff we have over here is exactly in this form. At the place of a we have x, at the place of b we have 1. Okay, whenever we have two expressions multiplied in this form, it can be written as a cube negative b cube. So we can write this one in this form, a cube negative b cube. At the place of a we have to write x, at the place of b we have to write 1. Then we get x to the third power negative 1 to the third power equals to 0. Then we get x cube negative, the value of 1 cube is just 1. We get 0 on the right side. Let me add 1 to both sides of the equation. This negative 1 positive 1 will cancel out. I am getting x cube equals to, when I add 0 and 1, I am getting 1. Okay, here I got the value of x cube, that is 1. Okay, now let me continue over here. That is x to the power of 2020. And we can write this x to the fourth power as x to the third power times x positive x to the third power. Okay, here x to the power of 2020 times okay, for this x cube, we got value, that is 1. We can plug in 1 for x cube. When I plug in 1 for x cube, 1 times x I will have over here. 1 times x is x, and here we will have 1. Okay, now let's solve for x positive 1 in this equation. For that, we have to subtract x square from both sides of this equation. When I subtract x square from both sides of the equation, I am getting x positive 1 equals to negative x square. That is, I subtracted x square from both sides of this equation. Okay, here we got that x positive 1 equals to negative x square. Okay, let me do it over here. X to the power of 2020. For this x positive 1, we can plug in this negative x square. Let me plug in. Okay, let me continue over here. Now, when I multiply this one and this one, I am getting negative x to the power of, we have to add the exponents. Whenever we multiply two powers with the same base, we have to add the exponents according to the product rule of exponents. Then we get 2022. Okay, here let me check whether this 2022 is a multiple of 3. For that, we have to add all the digits in this number. 2 positive 0 is 2, 2 positive 2 is 4, 4 positive 2 is 6. When I add all the digits in this number, I am getting 6, which is a multiple of 3. So this 2022 is also a multiple of 3. Okay, now let me divide this 2022 by 3. Okay, here 3 goes into 3 1 times and 3 goes into 2 0 times. Okay, now let's consider the number formed by the first two digits, that is 20. 3 goes into 20 6 times, that is 6 times 3 is 18. We have 2 left over in 20. We can take this 2 along with the next digit, then it will become 22. Now 3 goes into 22 7 times, and we have 1 left over here. That 1 can be taken along with the next digit, then it will become 12. 3 goes into 12 4 times. Okay, when I divide this 2022, I am getting 674. So now what we can do is we can write this 2022 as a multiple of 3. That is 3 times 674. When I multiply this 3 and 674, that is equal to 2022. Okay, here at the exponent, two values are multiplied. Whenever two values are multiplied at the exponent, one of these two values can be taken as the exponent for this base. The other value should be taken as the exponent for the whole stuff. Let me do it over here. Okay, now let me take the first value 3 as the exponent for the base x and take the second value 674 as the exponent for the complete stuff. Let me take it over here. Now, already we know the value of this one, x to the third power, that is 1. We can plug in 1 for this x cube, then we get 1 to the power of 674. Okay, here negative 1 raised to the power of anything is still 1. So the value of this one is 1. Okay, here I got the value of this expression. Its value is a negative 1.